So there's a lot of companies out there that want you to join their platform, and then they'll say, hey, submit your tracks to be considered for one of our licensing partners. They're looking for music for TV shows, movies, and commercials. And then they want you to obviously pay for their platform or for their membership services to submit to these opportunities. I decided to join one of these sites recently just to kind of see how it works, because I've never personally joined any site like that before and actually done anything with them, or certainly, and I haven't gotten any placements through a company like that. So I just wanted to see firsthand how these companies are doing this, just to see for myself, like how legit or not legit some of these practices seem to be. And I want to just put this video out there as a sort of just be smart about what you're doing. This is not to bash any particular company, and I'm not going to mention any names or any company names or the company that I signed up with to see how they're doing this. But you know these companies when you come across them, okay? So I think it goes without saying, you'll understand. If you've been trying to get your music out there and distributed, you know the kinds of companies that I'm talking about, okay? So I signed up for one company, and I uploaded just one track, and a couple of days later, I got this email. And it said, hey, we have a company, a music producing company or a publishing company, and they need music for TV shows, movies, and commercials. Would you like to submit your tracks for them? I was like, okay, well, let's see how this works. Let's see what we're going to get, right? I'm assuming that they're going to basically give me the sort of, usually you're going to get, you're going to get the pitch, you're going to get the brief, you're going to get sort of a description of exactly the kind of music they need for exactly what kind of programming or what kind of shows, or at least what they're pitching towards, right? You need to know, is it this network, that network, this type of programming? Is it a commercial? Is it a infomercial? Is it a reality show pitch, right? You normally are going to get all of that information, as well as the specific genres or sounds that are highly in demand that they actually have a need for right away, or at least in the immediate future. So I click on the link, and the only thing I get to is, would you like to submit your track? The one that I had actually uploaded to the site. I said, well, how do I know if my track is right for your opportunities? I don't even know what you're submitting for or what the opportunity is. Nothing. I got no information about what's going on. So they're literally asking for just whatever, just give us a bunch of music. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I clicked next. And of course, the next page is, well, you're going to have to pay our membership fees to be able to submit your tracks on to our client. Now, I'm not going to say that there might not be a legitimate opportunity there for that company to actually take one of the tracks from this catalog and get it placed. So you absolutely can get placements this way. But think about what you're doing when you approach, like if that's your career approach in this business and you're just thinking you're going to go through a company like that and pay your membership dues and then just whatever, hopefully this is useful for whatever you're doing over there, you're shooting blanks. I mean, you're blindfolded, literally pointing at just whatever in the room. Like there's no target, there's no thought pattern, or there's no thought process, there's no cohesive business plan, there's no smart approach to that. You're not even really approaching it in the sense of like, can you even serve the needs of this particular client? So I couldn't believe that this is how they're gathering music. They're just saying, hey, everybody on our platform, all like, whatever, 10,000 people, we need your music. But, we're not going to tell you exactly what we need or what would give you the best shots at doing, getting these placements, but you will have to pay the membership fees to be able to submit your music onto us. That's just kind of strange to me, okay? That's a little bit fishy. It's a little bit strange. Like, if somebody's asking for your music for a licensing opportunity, don't you think the first thing you should be learning about is what is the opportunity? I mean, that should be the first thing you know, so that you know that if like you make orchestral music, but they're looking for modern hip hop trap, it's not worth your time. Just don't even go in that direction, because you're just not going to be considered. But these big kind of cattle call companies that I call them, they're not even telling you what they want. And to me, that usually is because they are just looking for anybody to join. I don't care if you do orchestral hip hop, your music sucks, it's great, who cares? Just join our site, give us your membership fees, and submit to our opportunities. That seems to be what's going on in a lot of these companies. And I think that's kind of fishy. I think that's kind of not really honest. And it's also sort of taking advantage of people's ignorance about the licensing business, because a lot of producers and musicians and songwriters, they have dreams that they want to get their music on TV. And then they're holding this carrot in front of them going like, well, it could be you. We're not going to tell you if you're going to be close or not, or even if you're in the right ballpark, but pay our membership fees and then you could be in the ballpark. It's a little bit weird to me, right? I'm not a big fan of that. I think if you're offering an opportunity, you should be telling people exactly the kind of music you want, what's really going to be relevant, maybe even offering reference tracks. Big part of that, okay? Letting producers know, like, hey, if you're not at this level, maybe it's not worth for you to submit yet, right? Maybe you need to keep working until you get to this level of the quality of reference tracks that I'm providing, right? Or whatever the company is that's providing. There should be descriptions of like the kinds of elements that they need, the kinds of emotions, the specific kind of emotions. How long should the tracks be? Are they instrumental? Are they vocal? What are the terms if you get a placement? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you guys should be asking for and should be expecting if somebody has an opportunity in front of you. And if you're going to a company or a website and they don't offer any of that information, and a lot of them are not doing that, think twice about investing time and money into those kind of companies, because you're literally shooting blindfolded. The chances of hitting the bullseye, very small, very small. And they're not setting you up for success by doing that. Okay, they're literally, in many ways, setting a process in front of you that you're gonna not get what you want. It's basically self-sabotage, because they're just kind of, it's like these companies that say, hey, give us, whatever money, and we'll pitch your tracks to an A&R at a record label or something like that. I think a lot of those companies have been going away. Some of them are still out there, but it's like, we'll pitch your music to A&R people who will ignore you. It's like, again, this kind of stuff is just, it's really just preying on the dreams and the hopes of aspiring producers. And I don't like seeing it. And I think it's really gross when it starts happening. So, but again, I'm not here to bash the companies and tell them, like, again, it's not fraud. It's not something that I think is like crossing the line in terms of like a legal thing that they're doing. It's their business practice. It's how they want to run it. And they're telling you probably in the, the user fine print, like, no guarantees of placements and blah, 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 blah. But I'm just trying to help you guys out, the producers out there, the musicians who are going towards these companies, that you should be demanding at least that level before you invest your time or money into their opportunities, right? They should be telling you, are you close? Are you in the ballpark? Can they give you some sort of an idea of where you should be shooting so that you're not wasting your time? I mean, life is short. You need to be spending your time making the music that can get placed, and you need to be sending that music towards people and opportunities and libraries and music supervisors that can actually help you get it placed. Otherwise, what are you doing this for, right? All the rest of the producers out there are just shooting their music all over the place and just hoping something sticks. I hope you're smarter than that. I hope you have a better approach to that. I hope you expect more from the people that are offering you those opportunities. So, if you find this useful and this is kind of some wisdom that might be helpful for somebody please share this video with another producer, with another songwriter, anybody who's trying to get involved in the licensing business, to just kind of wake them up to the potential of what's happening out there with some of these companies. I don't like seeing producers and musicians waste their time and money on these sort of like pipe dream kind of operations. It's really not useful, and it's not going to get you any closer to your dream. So be smart, demand at least a minimal amount of information before you invest your time and energy. Thanks.